My name is Philip Chiverton. I work for Sida, the Swedish International Development Cooperation Agency.
Why are you here today?
Well, I'm an agriculturalist and my main task at Sida is support to the CGIAR, Consultative Group for International Agricultural Research.
And why do you think agriculture for development is so important?
Well, I used to say to my colleagues, everybody must eat. Everybody needs food. And we heard today, actually, my boss, Anna Maria, reported on figures newly given out by 5 UN agencies about the number of critically malnourished and hungry people actually increasing last year from 800 million to 850 million. I think we're not there yet, and we've got a long way to go until we achieve the development goal number 2 of zero hunger. That's why agriculture is important. The take-home message actually was from the very first keynote speech by the guy. Thomas. Yeah, that's this guy. About the trend in field size in Africa, in African countries. It's traditionally one thinks of 1 to 5 hectares, but there was a definite shift in many countries, African countries, to a much larger field size, or farm size rather, even up until 100 hectares. That is interesting. A bit worrying is that 90% of the owners of those large farms were men. I find that, well, as you know, Sida is very strong on gender equity, and that just doesn't work with us when those farms are owned by 80-90% of the women. So that's something we'll have to take home.
What do you see as a theme for next conference, next Agriculture for Development?
That's an interesting question. Something that's going to be very big, and I think Sweden has a comparative advantage in antimicrobial resistance. And your agriculture plays a big role in that, because we're force-feeding animals with penicillins, antimicrobials, and there's big resistance that's causing problems for us humans. So the last resort drugs, antibacterial drugs, there are very, very few. And there's none new been produced since 1968. So, I mean, that's a big hot question, and I think that ought to be raised up to this level, because it is a very serious problem. Imagine not being able to treat a child for a viral bacterial infection of the throat, because all the drugs are resistant to that. Or surgery, hip surgery, which is so common nowadays, you wouldn't be able to do it because the risk for infection, and none of the antibiotics work against the infection. So it's a pretty frightening scenario, and I believe that is something that is more than worthy of a conference of this stature. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.